Hey guys, I'm Kamen Rider Silver, and today we will be doing a review on the Bandai Godzilla action figure series, Godzilla 1991. This is my first Godzilla action series figure. I passed up on the -1 and the Kiryu and the Final Wars. They looked okay to me, but they didn't convince me quite yet to jump on them. When I saw promo pics of this guy, I was like, this is where I'm going to enter the line. I bought this figure from Bandai, which is a third-party middleman import service to buy figures from Japan. And this guy was around 15 bucks, so I figured it was a cheap way to try out the service. It's pretty cool. You buy it, and the seller sends it to the Bandai warehouse, and then from the Bandai warehouse, you ship it to America. So the price to import it versus the price to buy it from an American retailer is about the same. It's just that you'll get it a little faster if you import it. Looking at this box, this is cool. You've got this window. You can see the figure and his accessories. You got a nice picture of Godzilla 1991 right there. Godzilla action figure. This probably says right here like 17 points of articulation. Godzilla 2024. There's another picture of 91. And his promo pics in the back. These are the ones that sold me. I liked them. And I don't know what this says. So this is a cool box. It came to me in a plastic mailer, so I was a little bit afraid it was going to be all destroyed, but it came nice and sound. So let's open it right up. And here is Godzilla 1991 out of the package. There is some mild assembly required. You need to attach the tail and the leg and arm on the right side. I would recommend using a little bit of heat to put in the tail. That joint was a little bit stiff. But this figure, I'm really liking it. I took some time to just play around with it and check it out, compare it to some of my other figures, and I really like this. Compared to the previous releases from this action figure series line, I think the overall look of this figure is a lot better. It flows a lot better. I think the proportions are honestly really darn good. The tail is a nice length. He's chunky where he's supposed to be, like this Godzilla's design is. The head looks nice with the neck. It's got a nice bend to it. The jaw looks good. Opens and closes. It just really looks good. The dorsal plates have a really nice gradient on there from the darker middle to the bone-ish white on the outsides all the way down. It's painted all the way, which can't be said for some other Bandai figures. It really looks good. The sculpt is really sharp, like it's really deep, a really deep sculpt. Really great all over. Great painting on the nails, a good spray. The hands look really good. There is kind of a noticeable seam line right here, but it's not too bad at all. Coming up here to the head, I will say he does have these kind of little funny ears that poke out a little bit. So he looks a little bit like a cat, but this design of Godzilla always has been kind of cat-like. But the head looks really good. I like the ridge up here, which is very much a 91 attribute. The mouth is very interesting how they did this. It's not like individually sculpted teeth, but it's kind of a block in there, and then they digitally print on the teeth. I think it works great. He's got his fangs. It's a great method, I think, and it's clean. It's really applied very cleanly. What I really like about this figure is that he has the brown eyes. Not even the Bandai 91 movie monster series has those brown eyes. So I'm super happy that they went back and watched the movie and realized, hey, this Godzilla has brown eyes. I really do like this. This is really cool. I just know I would have just loved this as a child. I mean, what am I saying? I'm an adult buying toys. Well, I still love this. This is a great figure. As far as articulation goes, it's really not too bad. You've got a ball joint at the bottom of the neck, so you got a little bit of movement all the way around. You've got a ball joint at the jaw, so you can open and close. And then you've got some detents in some of these joints. Some of them are kind of just a free ball joint, but some of these have some interesting detents. So you can see there's only about 3 positions you can put this arm in. 1, 2, 3. And you can swivel it all around, but there are some pretty thick ratchets in there. Same goes for the elbow. 1, 2, about about two places you can put that, and there's really no in between. But it does crunch. So you can go all the way out, and you can go to 90, so no complaints there. And then you've got a little hinge here at the wrist, so you can go out, and then of course you could turn it, and you could go side to side if you would like. So that's cool. Nothing in the abs. Down here at the legs, there's a ball joint, so you can get some in and out, up and down, all the way around. At the knee, there's another ratchet joint there, so you got 1, 2, so about 2. You get about 2 ratchets out of all of these. But, you know, that really does keep them tight and not loose. And then you've got a ball joint at the foot. You've got a ball joint, a really kind of limited ball joint there at the base of the tail. Another ball joint right here. And one last ball joint over here. So you've got about 3 points of articulation in the tail. Honestly, the articulation on this guy is not bad whatsoever. It really is a fun figure to pose around. Now, as far as accessories go, you get this beam. It's got a spiral to it, so that is great. Call back to the 90s. You have a molded jaw piece right here and the blue beam in it. It is hollow on the bottom, so you can put something in there. But you can't tell from this angle or this angle. Even from this angle, you'd be like, is it hollow? So that is fine. Now the mouth, it's kind of hard to get out. There's a ball joint, there we go, at the top. So you can see right there, there's a socket. And you pop out the original jaw, and you pop in the beam jaw. And the beam is kind of heavy, so it kind of slacks down. But if you had a stand, I'm sure you could get that going pretty well. This is awesome for a, you know, $15 to $20 figure that you get a beam effect. That's really, really awesome. So I won't be posing it with the beam, but that is just a cool thing that they included it. Just pop that out, and you pop the jaw in. Very cool. Now, measuring this figure up, he stands at just about 6 inches. Compared to the Bandai Movie Monster Series Godzilla 1991, I can really see some similarities in the sculpt here. They're not the same sculpt, but you can really see a similar art direction in these sculpts. I don't know if you guys can see it, but in the heads, and it's a similar style. And I think the same sculptor who did this sculpt did the newest 94 Movie Monster series. So it's a certain sculptor who I think is in charge of these Heisei sculpts. Now, I had said previously that the Bandai figure had white eyes instead of brown, and this figure did at one point, but I repainted it, and I'm really happy with it. Now, essentially, both of these figures are the same price. With the Bandai action figure series, you get a hard plastic toy with articulation, slightly smaller, and a beam. And with the Bandai Movie Monster series, you get, you know, that Sofubi feel. It's a little bit larger, a little bit more of a stylized sculpt, more of a collector's piece, I would say, even though these really are kids' toys you can buy anywhere in Japan. There's just some differences with them. I don't think one is worth more than the other. I think there's just some things you miss out on this one. You miss some articulation, but then on this one you have some more harder, not cheap, but harder plastic, rather than what some people would consider a more quality Sofubi. So just some things to consider, but it's very cool to see both of these offerings from Bandai. And for our last comparison, here is the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 89. 89.91, it's the same thing, right? No, the suits are similar, but I just wanted to do this last comparison around a $20 figure and a $100 figure. You can definitely see the difference. But if you're a kid and you want an articulated Godzilla 89 or 91, this Bandai action figure series Godzilla 91, I think, will do it for you. So there you go, guys. There was a look at the Bandai action figure series Godzilla 1991. I really like this figure. The more I played around with it, I'm like, this guy is super awesome. You know, for the price of a Movie Monster series, I think you're getting quite the deal here. An articulated figure with a really nice deep sculpt, a beam accessory, It's just real fun. And like I said earlier, little me would have eaten this up, and I think this is just the perfect middle ground between Sofubi and super articulated figures. Definitely, once this comes to America, I think you guys should check this out, and I'm hopeful that Bandai will continue in this positive direction and continue to make figures in this line that look this good or even better. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!